Can I be honest about something? There was a season recently where I didn't feel like myself, not physically, emotionally, or mentally. And the scary part, from the outside, I probably looked completely fine. I was still working, still showing up, still smiling, still functioning, but internally, I was struggling with anxiety, low self-esteem, emotional exhaustion, and to be frank, grief over the changes happening to my body. I remember looking at my hair in the mirror one morning and thinking, who is this woman staring back at me? And that thought shook me more than I expected, because nobody really talks about what menopause can do to your mental health. Not really. So today, during Mental Health Awareness Month, we're going there. The emotional side, the confidence struggles, the identity shifts, and what happens next. Hey friends, welcome back to Ways of Change. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa, and on this channel, we talk honestly about reinvention, healing, wellness, faith, mindset, and navigating life transitions with grace. And today's conversation, it's personal, y'all, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want to talk about something that impacts millions of women, but still doesn't get enough honest conversation. Menopause. Not just the physical side, but what menopause can do to your mental health, your confidence, your emotions, your self-esteem, your identity. You know what nobody warned me about? Not the hot flashes or the night sweats. I heard about that. Not even the mood swings. Nobody warned me that menopause can quietly make you feel disconnected from yourself. Because for me, it wasn't just physical. It affected my mental health, my confidence, my relationship with the mirror. And honestly, there are moments I felt embarrassed by how deeply it affected me. So today we're having the real conversation, not the polished version, not the aging gracefully Instagram version, the truth. You want to know what's interesting to me? Women are expected to just keep functioning, still go to work, still lead meetings, still raise families, still show up smiling. Meanwhile, your hormones are over here acting like they quit their job without giving notice. And sometimes you don't even realize what's happening at first. You just notice little things. You're more emotional, you're more anxious, more irritated, more tired. Your motivation changes. Your patience gets shorter. Your confidence gets shaky. And people around you may label you as too sensitive or overly dramatic, when in reality, your nervous system is screaming for support. That part doesn't get talked about enough. One of the hardest things for me emotionally was the hair loss. Check out this picture, y'all. I remember standing in the mirror one day, noticing my hair thinning more than usual. At first, I tried to brush it off. Not my hair, just the feeling. I told myself, maybe it's stress. Maybe it's the products. Maybe it's temporary. But then it kept happening. Hair in the brush, hair in the sink, hair on the floor. And I look at my female relatives and think, is this what they experience too? Because hair, especially for many women, is tied to femininity, beauty, confidence, identity. And when you start feeling like you're losing pieces of yourself physically, it can quietly impact you emotionally. I remember feeling less attractive, less confident, even low-key avoiding certain lighting or angles. And here's the thing. People may think, oh, it's just hair. But it wasn't just hair. It was what the hair represented. Youth, vitality, control, familiarity. And losing some of that made me feel emotionally vulnerable in ways I really didn't expect. I think think sometimes women suffer silently during menopause because society minimizes it. People joke about it. Oh, she's hormonal. Oh, she's going through the change. But hormonal shifts are real. Mental exhaustion is real. Brain fog is real. Anxiety is real. Low mood is real. And sometimes you could feel guilty for struggling because technically nothing tragic happened, but your body is changing in real time. There are moments where I felt emotionally disconnected from myself, like, why am I crying this much? Why do I feel so overwhelmed? Why is my confidence dipping? And the hardest part, trying to explain it to people who just didn't get it. Can we talk about self-esteem for a minute? Because menopause can challenge the way you see yourself, especially in a culture that worships youth. Suddenly, the things you never worried about become louder. The weight changes, the fatigue, the skin changes, the sleep disruptions. And if we're not careful, we start grieving ourselves while still being alive. That's deep. Because sometimes it's not even about vanity. It's about adjustment. You're trying to meet a newer version of yourself while mourning the old one. And that emotional tension can absolutely affect your mental health. Now, I'm still learning on this journey, but here are some things that started helping me mentally and emotionally. First, I'm learning to give myself grace, not treating myself like a machine, not expecting to operate at a 25-year-old energy level. Second, start talking about it honestly. Shame grows in silence. The more women speak openly about menopause and mental health, the less isolated we feel. Third, slowing down enough to actually listen to my body. Rest, hydration, movement, breathing, reducing stress when possible. Not because those things magically solve everything, no, but because my nervous system needs the support. And lastly, I had to stop attaching my worth to appearance alone. Because beauty evolves, my friend. Strength evolves. Womanhood evolves. And confidence has to evolve too. So if you're watching this and menopause has been affecting your confidence, your emotions, your self-esteem, your mental health, listen up. You are not weak. You are not failing, and you're not crazy. Your body is transitioning, and transitions require compassion. Sometimes we extend grace to everybody except ourselves. We nurture everyone else, support everyone else, encourage everyone else. Meanwhile, we're silently running on fumes. One scripture that's been grounding me lately is Matthew 6:25. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life. And I know that sounds simple, but it's hard sometimes. Because when your body is changing, when your emotions feel unpredictable, when your confidence takes a hit, worry can quietly move in. Worry about aging, worry about attractiveness, worry about health, worry about whether you'll ever feel like yourself again. But this scripture reminds me that God never asks us to carry tomorrow's fear all at once. Sometimes we have to take healing one day at a time, one breath at a time, one kind thought towards ourselves at a time. And maybe in this season, peace doesn't come from having every answer. Maybe peace comes from learning to trust ourselves and trust God through the transition. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, y'all. And maybe awareness starts with honesty. It starts with women finally admitting this season has been harder than I expected. But I also believe this. There is still beauty in this chapter. There's wisdom in this chapter. There is power in this chapter. And maybe the goal isn't becoming who we used to be. Maybe the goal is getting comfortable with who we're becoming. My friend, if this episode spoke to you, let's talk about it in the comment section. Have you experienced changes during menopause that affected your confidence or mental health? Let's normalize these conversations. And if you know another woman who needs this reminder, share this episode with her, because nobody should feel alone in this season. Until next time, I'm Vanessa, and this is Waves of Change, and we're learning how to ride every wave with grace. I'll see y'all next time.